Yo guys, it's time for reviews. I'm here with Zendin, and his question was, I want to know about dragons and giants teams and defense and offense. And he said I do not like the farmable monsters. And check my runes. You basically want everything. What the fuck, dude? Fuck, dude. It's quite a lot. So if you don't want to go for the fucking farmable Giants team, then I'll give you an advice. I'll show you what I should do with your units, but I'm not sure if it's gonna be successful. Like I'm not 100% sure, but let's see. We know what we have to get, right? So what is good to get is you got a nine-tailed fox, the wind one, and actually I don't know if you're gonna use her for fusion or not, but if you are not, then she will be one of your best bats because of the sweet talk is really good for the giant. This basically helps you out quite a lot. So sweet talk could help you there to decrease their attack. So I would make him your one of your units to go in that team. Then I would go with the Wind Dead Knight, the Belladon for the big heal, Megan for the buff, and then I think what should we go for next? Let me see. You got kind of everything right now because this thing already does everything you want to do, and this is just something that will help you through the levels. Belladon and Megan. I think you just go with Lucian then. So then your team would consist out of. You could do two things, by the way, and maybe one is actually smarter than the other. You could go with Lucian, Megan, Brian, Dead Knight, Brian, Nineteenth Fox, and Belladon. That's an option. Or you could go with the Vampire as lead, Megan, Belladon, Ninetale Fox, and either Dead Knight or Lucian. Both are pretty. I think both teams are pretty good. You might want to switch out the Dead Knight for something that can heal at some point. But I think the Vampire will bring a lot of more speed to the team, while the Dead Knight will give more. Well, you can like live longer, and if somebody thing dies, you can get something back. Basically, if something dies and you do supply, you get them back, and then you do mobilize. I think your whole team is full, so I think that's nice. So I would go with Lucian lead, Megan, Belladon, Brian, or the Wind Dead Knight, and a Ninetale Fox. That's what I would do. I think that's a good team for both dragons and giants. For dragons, you could maybe switch out to Beretta instead of Lucian, or some, depending on which element you're facing. And you could maybe try out to put the vampire in to make it a bit faster. So let me check your runes just real quick. Like, what are your good runes? You got well, you ruined. This guy is ruined fine. Nothing to say about that. You went with Despair set. I have seen some Despair Lucians, and I personally am not a big fan of it, but it actually does work. I mean, it's a pretty good unit for Despair. Just keep in mind that only the first hit of amputation magic will do the Despair stun. So like, I think it hits 4 times or something, or 3. I think 3. The first hit of that is only the chance where you can stun, and the other 2 are just damage. So, but it's fine because it's still 2 AoEs that can stun, so I think that's good. Then we got Beretta. You probably went for Despair again. This is really good for with Nemesis. That's pretty cool. Don't know how good Nemesis is, but your team, basically these units will help you quite a lot in Trail of Ascension because of their Despair set. Then we got Megan. You got the speed, you got the HP, another HP. You might want to consider getting accuracy for her, so you could use her Toad Poison more effective and her Crow summoning. For giants and dragons, I do actually say that, like, for the Ninetale Fox, she needs to get a lot of accuracy, because I don't know, but this skill needs that, and I'm pretty sure you need some accuracy for that. Same goes for the Dead Knight. You want to try to get some substats accuracy on these runes. I mean, you're doing great job with runes. I would make this an HP percent rune, but I guess you had only this one laying around. But try to get substat accuracy for some of the units that you use in giants. For example, the Ninetale Fox need it, Megan needs it, because and Belladon can use it. Because otherwise you will just keep missing on the well, not missing, but I mean, you miss your debuffs, and that's really important. You say like you want a team, or you got a team. I know that team is gonna be the same for dragons, B8, B9 and B10. B9 is probably the same team as well, but B10 I'm not sure what I would do there, really, to be honest. I think B10 is a bit I don't really have a solid setup for that yet. I mean, I haven't tried it myself to make a solid setup there, because I just farm B8 and B9, mostly B8, because that's water and I'm wind. What you said something about arena, right? Yeah. So you want to know arena, like what should I use, what should I not use? Well, let's see. We want an arena offense. How I would see it, your arena offense will look something like this: Beretta lead, Megan, and then Lucian. Beretta lead, Megan, Lucian. What should we add? I would either add Belladon or not the Dead Knight, because your whole team is based on the fact they maybe Verdehill. I think the Fire Vampire is actually pretty good, because with this team it's pretty good. Like, you lead off with Megan, so you need to make her a lot faster than she's now, because now she's not competing. Just try to find a rune that's 5 to 6 star and plus 15 that, and try to get the substat speed on all these runes. None of these runes have substat speed, so they're pretty bad for this character. Try to get substat speed. If you can get him to 100% crit rate and awakened and leveled to max, well, you have him max, but I mean awakened, he will help you greatly for arena as well, because you will get a lot of more attacks in. You could also go with a bit more defensive setup. In that matter, I would go with Beretta as lead, Dead Knight, Belladon, and then Jojo, something like that. That could be a decent defensive team. I must say I like this guy, the Brownie Magician, because he has a Dispel. So I would suggest you to actually run, that would actually maybe be better. But then you don't, well, you do. You could use the Brownie Magician over the Vampire, because he can Dispel. So if you face off against a fast Chloe and he buffs, you could Dispel with your Brownie Magician, and then try to stun them with Lucian and Beretta while that when you Dispel them. So I think that's actually better. Beretta, Lucian, Brownie Magician, and Megan. That would be better, I think. Now you do have, you kind of don't need Megan then, because you do have 2 buffs, but your units are probably not going to be faster if you don't use Megan. So what you could do as well, skip, like, don't use Megan, but use Verdehill and make Verdehill really fast, so that you get Verdehill attack first and then get the attack gauge from him. That's also a possibility with Brownie Magician in that team. And for the defense, eventually, well, for now I would just put in the attack team, that the best units you have. So that's going to be Beretta, Lucian, Megan plus Rogue. But eventually I would put in Beretta, Belladon, Blind, and Jojo, something like that. That's probably the best you have, or the Fire Zendin, because she has pretty good skills. But I'm not sure if you need her for fusion. So yeah, that was it, man. About the runes, you're doing great, man. You know what you're doing, so just keep up with those runes that you put on your units. Yeah, I think what you need is just getting your units up and leveled, and getting some higher level runes. And that just takes time. Just try to find them at the shop, or try to do giants, work on that team that I told you. That will help you out. Okay, this was my first review, so I'll be right back for the next. Okay, I'm back. I'm at Enemymama27x. His question was, or is, what should my arena defense team be, and what monster should I use to pass Giants B7 manually? Okay, let's talk about your defense. I have something in mind that you should use, but you might have to work on it. But late game it will work as well. So I would go Aria lead, because she gives, if I'm correct, quite a lot of HP. Yeah, 33%. Your Wind Archangel, so Aria lead, Wind Archangel, Darian, and the Water Monkey King. Because the Water Monkey King, if I'm correct, is pretty tanky and has a pretty decent amount of well, I'm not 100% sure about the monkey. No, leave the Water Monkey behind and go for, I think, the Fire Oracle in that matter. Yeah, I think the Fire Oracle will be better. She has a pretty good skill. Like, her skills are pretty good. She heals a lot, and this was basically this spell that does continuous damage, which is pretty good. And loss of cause and effect is really good, because if they put any dots on her, more than 2, you will heal it up, and that actually can fuck up people quite badly. So that's something you could do. You could also go for your Shemati lead, because then your team will become a lot faster. Still put your Archangel in, and then put Darian in, and maybe still Arya, or maybe your Aemon. It's just maybe Aemon is better in that matter. Like Shemati, Archangel, Aemon, and Darian. That's a good setup as well. You got some good units, man. Really, really awesome. And then your question about your Giants team. Well, I think you have everything in your possession to do it. It's just that you maybe have to work on some of the runes or whatever. Try to make this an attack percent rune. I'm guessing you know that, but try to focus on those kind of things to fix all the runes. Yeah, same thing happens again. Try to make this an attack percent rune. Same here again. Is this just unlucky, or am I seeing things? The 5 slot should be, what, it's 6 slot, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 slots should be attack percent. You have him runed fully for defense. I'm not sure if that's the best thing to do. To be honest, I would just rune him a mixture, like have 2 runes being HP percent and 1 rune defense. Because fully defense is not gonna, like, as soon as he get a defense break on him, he's dead. So that's what I would do. When it comes to your team for Giants B7, Cases is a very good unit because of her force shield. So I would use her in that matter. I'll try to find some team that will work for you. Okay, let me see. So a Cases lead, or maybe not lead, but Belladon is a good unit, Brian is a good unit. It's hard to find like what I should exactly do. I think, okay, wait, Shemati lead, the Cases, Aemon plus Belladon plus Brian, that could be something that works. Let me think if I have everything now. He gives an attack break. So you need to make sure that these units that I like, if you use your Dead Knight and you want to make sure that he does his defense attack break, make sure that he has the enough accuracy so he can do that. And I think your Shemati provides you with a glancing hit, so that's good. Yeah. And then Aemon and Belladon. You could also use Darien and Belladon, for example, but that team would work. Pretty sure about that. But I would like to put in the Wind Griffin. I think you don't have one. Well, you might have one, but not level. No, you don't even have one. The reason for the Wind Griffin is because he's just gonna speed up your team so much more. And that will help you quite a bit. So I would, but for now, let's say Belladon together with Brian, the Wind Dead Knight, together with Shemati as leader, with Aemon, and last but not least the cases. Oh, instead of Aemon, use your Archangel. Sorry, I kind of spaced out there, I forgot about him. To be honest, I would even make him lead, like make Archangel lead, then a cases. Then I would not use Shemati. Then put Brian in. And put Belladon in. Let me see, Belladon, Brian, Archangel, Acasis, and Lucian maybe for the damage. Or you could put in something else for the damage or another healer. But that team should work. Just try to make sure Acasis gets some amount of accuracy so she could land her dots sometimes. And try to get like accuracy on your Dead Knight so you can land this D-boss. And yeah, that's basically it, man. It can't really help you much more. I mean, that team just works. The thing is that you need to upgrade runes. And then when I'm saying upgrading, it doesn't necessarily mean making this a +12 rune. It just means that you have pretty low runes right now, right? I'll go over the runes real quickly, but for him, I would go 2 runes being HP %. I think Acasis is runed fine for that matter. Still, you're lacking a little bit of health to become to get higher in some of the stages. You have to work on your Wind Dead Knight to get that team ready. And Belladon. You went with resistance. Not sure if that's the best way to do it. But just make sure you have a decent health pool. And that is pretty fast. Yeah, you could also get a Wind Pixie and let that join your team. And because you have your Archangel, you get a lot of health boost, so that's really good. Like 50% more health. That makes giants like a lot easier. Yes, you will still get more stuns because you have less resistance, but still, if you make sure that some of your units have some resistance, it's not that bad. Okay, I don't really have anything to add. You got a lot of good units, man. So getting some to 6-star, getting some awakened, and getting some runes switched out on some of the units, or just upgraded to like 5 and 6-star runes, will help you. Like, I won't say that you have to upgrade, but this guy needs HP % all around, and he has just bad runes right now. So keep track on the runes. Like, make sure that all the runes you use are percentage based on those slots. And if you don't have them yet and you want to use them, start farming for the correct rune. Okay, that was it, man. If you have any questions, leave a comment behind, and I'll try to answer it in the comment sections. Okay, I'll be right back with the next review. Okay, we're back at Enemymama. His question was, recently got a Dark Elemental from a lighter Dark Sword for completing Giants B10. I slapped together runes I took from the Fire Inferno, Fire Phantom Thief and my Valkyria. Should I keep the runes on him? Should I keep the runes he has on him, or eventually switch to Rage Blade? And should I give my Megan my Arya second slot rune for arena's sake? Arya is part of my Giants B10. So let's check that out. Let's first go for his Dark Camellias. Let's see what he has. The skills are the conflicting damage, continuous damage. Oh, sorry, itchy nose. Increase your attack power and critical rate, and additional attack bar, so basically you can attack quite fast again. And reflects 30% of the incoming damage for 3 turns, and you cannot die, basically. Which is really cool, because it's 3 turns, and he has 5 turns, so 2 turns you have to survive on your own. Let's see what the runes are right now. Fatal Blade. Good runes overall. Should you go Rage Blade on this unit? Attack power. Well, I think as Rage Blade you will hit harder. Yeah, I think as Rage Blade you will hit harder. That doesn't mean that you should do it right now. I mean, the runes that are on are pretty decent. Especially this rune is pretty damn good, plus the XC helps. And this rune, well, it's crit, but like it's good. I think, yeah, endgame I would make him Rage Blade, but for now, I don't think you should switch it. Because basically, wherever you're gonna use it, the fact that he does continuous damage is also the reason why he's so strong. Like, the reason he does continuous damage plus he's not going to die fast is basically why he's so strong. I saw you wanted to put your Arya 6 slot rune, because it's a 6-star speed rune. You were asking like, whoa, wow, I'm jealous on this rune. You was asking like, should I switch that to my Megan? And my question is actually no. You know why? Because you have a Bernard. Your Bernard is 111 speed. That's your speed guy. It's not going to be your Megan. So basically, if you want to take Megan into your team, you don't take her with you when you want to outspeed enemy. If you want to have your speed team, you need your Bernard. And then Megan is just going to be the second fastest on the team and buff up when she can, just like me. I have my Bernard super fast and my Shannon is like second fastest but not super fast. I would suggest you to put a speed rune onto for arena and make this an HP % rune. Don't know why this is attack. Make this an HP % rune and make this a speed rune. But I would not suggest you to switch your Arya's rune towards him. Yeah, that's basically it. What I would do. Is that lucky they have so much crit damage? I have a crit damage. I would switch this crit damage rune to attack %. You only have 30% crit rate. Like, for example, if you would buff with your Seek, that would be 30% more, so that would be 61%. It's still not worth it, because when she doesn't have that buff, she's just not gonna crit. Like, 2 out of 3 times she hits, she won't crit. So I don't think it's worth to go for the crit damage on the slot 4. So on your question, should I switch to Rage Blade on the Dark, what is he called? Camulus? Yes, later on I would switch to Rage Blade. And should I switch out the rune from Arya? No, I should not do that. I would just make sure that your Megan is the second fastest on your team. If you want to outspeed them, take Bernard with you. Also, Bernard is a good unit to break people's defense, and he just makes your team so much faster, so really good. You got some nice units, man. I would like to see something 6-star. Actually, your Arya has really good runes, so I would say make her your next 6-star. But that's whatever you want. You even got a Dark Period. Is he any good? Looks enemy with power of darkness inflicts. That's pretty good. It's not bad. It's up to you what you want to do, but I would suggest you getting your Arya to 6-star next. Seems like one of the better units out of the team. 900, that's pretty decent. Nice, you got 2 6-star runes already. You got really good units, man. I would not 6-star your Valk anytime soon. Reason being is real simple. You need a Chloe to make him really good, and pairing her up with Neil is not the best thing you can do. Plus, she's not that useful on defense without a Chloe, that is. So I would not 6-star your Valkyria anytime soon. I would definitely go for your Arya first, because she has such great runes. Some of these other units, like, I haven't checked every unit out, but I think Arya at 6-star is pretty good. Decent attacker as well. Yeah, I answered your question, so no time gonna be wasted. I have enough reviews to do, so I'll go to next. If you have any questions, please let me know. Your island looks fucking cool. At least your main island, because the rest is just, well, the rest is just normal. But this looks cool. Nice. Okay, yeah, be right back with the next review. Okay, I'm here at Grumblgrumbl. His question was an essay. So let's read his essay. God damn it. Couldn't you just say, like, I want this and that? No, he just has to call with that. Oh well, this will make it a lot easier to help you, but I have to read it now. Okay, now that I'm getting higher level, what my arena team could be. Because at this point I lose every game. I'm not sure what to do. My second question is, based on the runes I have on, I'm looking to get some Fatal Evolution. I'm not liking the raids right now. Should I focus on grinding high level runes from stages or mana stones from normal famine 1 and buy runes and mystical scroll from the shop? Because I've tried both and overall I'm still clueless to which one is better. The problem with buying all the runes and scroll is that I'm usually like 30-50k off, so I have to spend 30 crystals to get the full energy and then grind them out the mana the rest of the hour. I'm debating on what is the best way to use my resources, and I think that was a question. Okay, so in short, you want to know where should I get my runes from and what should I do with my energy, and you want me to check out your runes and what you should put in defense. Okay, let's check this out. Let's check Lucian out. You don't like the Rage Blade. I think the reason why you don't like the Rage Blade is because your attack is pretty damn low. Like, this should be +9 already. Yeah, okay, the thing is, my Lucian is Rage Blade, and its crit damage is like not super much higher than yours. It's like 110 or something, and I'm liking it a lot, but I have 1000 more attack. Obviously I'm later in the game and it's a 6-star, so that matters a lot. What I personally would say is not go Fatal, because it's not going to do more damage. What I would suggest is upgrading this rune to +9 or even +12. Same goes for this one, because that will make a difference. Yeah, I to be honest, I mean, it's pretty good stats. Only is like you just need to find some blade and rage runes that are like +6 eventually, and you will like his damage. So I wouldn't do it, but it's up to you. I mean, you cannot compare it to my illusion or anything. If you watch all my videos, that is, like, if you see me PvP, you cannot compare your illusion to mine, because I got like 1400 damage here, so that makes a big difference. And as soon as you make this your 6-star, which I do suggest to make this your first 6-star, you will have a lot more attack as well, like base attack, which will give you a lot more attack overall, because of the runes just are percentage based. So that's what I would do. Wouldn't switch it. Let's see, we got an Amon. Okay. Yeah, I would. The Amon looks good. It just needs more crit, but that you can achieve most of the crit from this rune. So you still got. Let me see. You get 2 every level, so that's 6 more. That's 29, 39. Do you get 39 or 41? You're almost there. You're almost there. If you max this out, you're almost there. So you're doing a good job. This rune could actually be switched out for something with crit damage and crit rate, and you're there. So that's good. Shemati. I would make a suggestion here. I would switch him to Despair Focus. Yeah, Despair Focus could be good. Why Despair Focus? Could also make him Despair Energy, by the way, because she has this skill that hits each time each unit which can stun, plus the Spirit Rose can stun. Obviously then everything can stun, but I mean that will make her a lot more useful for your team. So that's why I'm saying it. Because you make her your leader in your team, and she will be the first attacker probably, because she's pretty fast. And this will be able to get a stun. Like, I think when I'm talking about arena, you might have a bit of a, well, I'm not sure what you run, but I could see Shemati, I could see the win team right now. Shemati, Lucian, Shannon and Bernard. That's what I run. But then I would suggest you to get I definitely, oh, you got the rune here already. I definitely suggest you to get your Bernard up, because you need him for giants anyways, and for kinda anything else. Like, Bernard is such a good monster, and it should be treated like a good monster as well. Maybe Bernard is one of the better monsters in this game when it comes to usable. Like, all his skills, like his first skill is shit, right? But the second skill is super good. His third skill, super amazing. You got a fire vampire, so I definitely would add him to your team as being one of your 100% crit rate guys, if you get the rune. You know what I would do if I were you with your, when it comes to mana and all that, and where you should get your runes? I think you should get them from the shop most likely. At least that's where I got most of my runes. I got a lot of my runes from giants as well, but not as much. And I don't farm giants constantly. I do it every day a few times, like 2 times, maybe 1 time for the daily at least. And then I just leave it be. And sometimes I farm it a bit more, but I don't really farm that. I mean, I just check the shop every hour to get my runes. And I think it's the best for you right now to start working on getting your Lucian 6-star, because you're really lacking that. You're 35 and you don't have anything. Well, to be honest, it's kind of bad advice as well. Maybe I'm just, I mean, yeah, I think Lucian being 6-star will help you quite a lot in everything. But it's kind of bad advice, because what you kind of have to do is get your Vampire Awakened and 5-star, get your Bernard 5-star, eventually, and your Shannon, and then get your Lucian 6-star, because then you have a decent team. I am actually You could actually take your Sheik to 5 stars as well, but Shannon is going to be more useful in the all-around usage, and I would ruin him with the spare energy. So you got the energy, now the spare, that will help him out quite a bit. And on speed on 2, HP% on 4, and HP% on 6. So what arena team I would use normally if I see this team is Shemati, Lucian, Sieg, and okay, but then we need an attack buff and then Bernard. That's what I use instead of Shannon, because that will be a better setup. If you use Sieg on your offense, okay, I'll talk about his runes real quick. Make him Swift, Swift, Blade, and Speed rune. No, not Speed rune. Sorry. Make him Swift Blade, so he's gonna be your second fastest unit. I think you already achieved that with this, but I think with Swift it's just better. And what I want to say is that if you make your team and you use Seek, you have too much crit then, because 88% is quite a lot, and you don't need it if you use Seek, because Seek gives 30%. So you could drop like 18% crit, which basically means you could drop your blade runes of this guy and put in something else, something like energy or something like revenge or something like will, whatever you want, because you have enough crit when you use your Seek in your team. It's a pretty good team. I use the exact same team, only then Shemati is Jameer for me, but that's not the big difference. Yeah, the Shemati is just an extra DPS, where Jameer is just a reset. So, and Shemati is actually really good because you could switch up a lot of these teams with another unit. So I would actually get your Verdale leveled up. I actually would also do your Cobalt Bomber. He's pretty good. Bernard, Seek, eventually Shannon, and then make your Lucian your 6-star. Okay, now about where you should farm your mana. What you should do with your energy and then mana. What I would do is farm Payment for Gainer 1 to level your monsters and get those 5 stars and eventually your 6-star. Meanwhile, you just sell all these damn runes and then just if there's something good in the shop, get it. But don't refresh it, just let it go, then go back to farming. It's a bit repetitive, but that's the best way to do it. What I actually suggest you to do is just use, sometimes go Giants, sometimes go Fame of Game for like one day, okay, I'm gonna farm Fame of Game, and then the other day you say like, okay, I'm gonna do some Giants. So you have some diversity. I mean, it's boring to do the same all over again. I mean, that's what I do. You don't have to be like super efficient always. Let me see if I have all your questions done now. I mean, you said something about arena defense, right? You're in that stage, you just have to use your offense. That's what you have to use. You don't have anything else to use. It's I'll tell you, it's pointless for you to it's pointless for you to have Amon on your defense. You know why? Because it doesn't have any synergy with the team. Like, your team should be Shemati, your Lucian, Sieg, and Bernard. That should be your defense team, because that's gonna be your offense team. That's what it should be, at least. This team will go far. This will get you to Conqueror if you focus on their runes, obviously. Plus Shemati and Bernard and Sieg are all very useful late game as well. So is Lucian. So it's a team that you could put your effort and time in. Yeah, okay, so you're at that point that you have to put those guys in defense, and it's like win or quit. That kind of type of defense. Because if you go first, if you Bernard outspeed and you still win, you probably kill them. If you do not go first, you probably lose. But that's okay. So yeah, that's your review, man. I hope I had every question, because you had quite a lot written down. So I hope I got everything. And then I'll call it a quits, I think. I'm not sure. I'll just check if I have more time or not. Okay. If not, see you guys in the next video. So I do one more review before the end of this video. We're with Akuho here. His question was, what monsters should I focus on arena offense and defense? He has quite a lot of monsters, and I understand where you're coming from. It's basically choosing what is going to be your offense and defense. What I would suggest to you to do is just pick an offense team that you want to use and then put that in defense for now, and then when you have your offense team complete, make your defense team, because those two things are so very different, and it's not smart to go make your defense team right away, and that defense team make that your offense team, because defensive teams those are more important late game than now. Now it's just important you win your games. So let's see, we have one speed leader here, so I think he's gonna be the main speed leader. I see you have this unit. Skydance is pretty damn good. I gotta say, she's pretty damn good. Good healer. I think that's gonna be one of your units that you could use in both situations, offense and defense. I think you should go for Beretta as lead. Now I'm not sure if you going for fusion or not, but if you're not, which I would suggest you not to do, then make Beretta your lead. And let's see what we could add to that. I like Aquila a lot. First of all, she does give an attack buff, but she also has a dispel, which is pretty cool and pretty useful. So let's see Beretta and Aquila. I mean, you could, if you want, you could make your offense your late game defense team as well, with a bit of difference maybe, but because it's a bit hard for me to tell. But like what you could do, for example, is Beretta as lead, then Aquila together with Darien, and together with Amon or Belladon, for example. That could be something you could do. What's also an option is Beretta lead together with Jojo, together with Megan. So Beretta, Megan, Jojo, and Belladon. That could be, I think that's actually a stronger offense. Because Belladon will give you some more survivability, but also a dispel. Beretta will give you the lead with Megan. Your Megan needs to become faster, obviously, but you know what runes you need to put in. It's just a matter of time to get the quality runes there. Yeah, I would definitely focus on Jojo, getting him as one of your first main units here as DPS, because he's your best AoE unit, and he will be very good late game as well. He's one of the units that has been used for 12 Ascension quite a lot for his amount of burst. So I would go offense and defense for now. Beretta, Jojo, Megan. Beretta, Jojo, Megan, Belladon. You have two good attackers, one support, and well, two supports, but one support that can dispel. Actually, two supports that can dispel. That's pretty good. And a defense break, which is really good. And I would consider your Beretta making her despair focus. This way you will have an additional chance to stun, which is very good. And obviously work on the speed of Megan. Your Belladon is already pretty fast for a unit that runs. I think your runes are perfect, but you might want to be careful that you don't. You might want to check if you can make him a bit higher HP or not. But to be honest, you have a lot more units that are really good. But that's what I would do. So that's after you've done that, you could put that in defense as well, because that you cannot focus on 2 teams at the same time. But later on, for your defense, what you should maybe consider is Darien and Belladon, because Belladon is already finished. Then with let me see, do you have something special? Oh yeah, with Brownie Magician as lead. So where, yeah, that could be something. So Brownie Magician, Belladon, Darien, and Jojo. Because this way you only have to level up your Brownie Magician and your Darien for later on. So you can do that. So, and you have the other 2 units already. You could also skip Darien and keep Megan in there to get the buff. On defense, that might not work out as well. I think this unit is really good as well, but I don't see it in your offense right now. He's more like a substitute unit, like if you need to get their debuffs off, then you use him. Okay, yeah, then that was it. So the team I said you should focus on, I think you could, if you're not, like if you say like, oh Blackie, this is not really a team that I want to focus on, I want to do something different, let me know what team you think you want to focus on, and then I can comment back if I think the same way, or I think like, oh maybe that's actually a better idea or not, because it's always what you prefer. Like if you prefer, I'm not saying this is wrong, if you prefer to make your defense team of like Belladon, Darien, and Belladon, Eamon and Darien, and your Brownie Magician, for example, like if you like that as your defense team and you're gonna focus on those right away, that's fine. I mean that's your decision, but I think you will come further with that team I said, for Arena's sake at least, and for PvE as well, basically. But that's up to you, man. So let me know if you got a team in mind that's different than what I just said. Let me know in the comments so I can help you, advise you on that if you have any questions. Yeah, that was your review. Hope you guys got something useful out of it. And this is the end of the video, so I'll see you guys later. Bye.